so sorry, Mr. Carter. It won't ever happen again. I swear to God.
You're talking to God, so you might as well swear to me.
It's Mickey Cohen's town. You're not going to change anything around here, Sarge.
We're losing Los Angeles to an Eastern crook. I'm the future. This isn't a crime wave. It's enemy occupation. I need you to wage war against Mickey Cohen.
I'm looking to put a squad together.
Almost done.
A small squad. 5, maybe 6 guys.
Going up against 40?
Well, you gotta die of something.
All right, so that should have been some of the trailer for Gangster Squad. This is the new, film from director Ruben Fleischer, starring a host of people, including Josh Brolin, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Anthony Mackie, Giovanni Ribisi, Nick Nolte,
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn, that's the one I was looking for. And just a lot of people. Basically, Sean Penn plays Mickey Cohen during the 1940s. He's a gangster. He's up to no good. He's trying to corrupt Los Angeles, but not according to Josh Brolin and his team of his squad that eliminated gangsters. Josh Brolin's basically recruited by the police chief, Nick Nolte, to kind of go off the books and form his own team of cops that are going to act as basically vigilantes, taking down Mickey Cohen's group and stuff off the books. No badges, no law, whatever. Plenty of stylish action sequences, complete with fedoras and overcoats, ensue. So, with all that said, Leah, what did you think of Gangster Squad?
Okay, so my precursor to this, which I was trying to explain to Abe before he got cut off when we were speaking before we started, was I haven't seen very many movies this holiday season. I did get to see Cloud Atlas, and it was like the biggest mind of my life. And it really just messed with my head a lot. Kind of like made me have sort of an existential crisis of sorts, and it was just really weird and uncalled for. But coincidentally, after that, the only movies that I saw in this past week, actually, were Django and Les Mis. And so after seeing Cloud Atlas and overanalyzing everything, I saw both of those films and overanalyzed every single piece of it. I dissected it, and I was like, I was trying to think of everyone else's preconceived notions about it and what I had heard, you know, being like, why am I not crying? Why am I not laughing? Why am I, you know, trying to remember where I've seen this actor before and not just paying attention to the film? And so I think that what I needed that whole time and what I should have done before seeing those two films was just see like a palate cleanser of sorts like Gangster Squad. Like, it's such a great just cut and dry film. Like, there's nothing you can do to overanalyze it. It is what it is. And so for me to see it and to just spend 2 hours, you know, watching a pretty well done, just shoot 'em up film with the perfect amount of, like, you know, blood splattering fun and witty quips to keep me entertained was exactly what the doctor prescribed. So I'm like over the moon with how happy I was with this movie. And it's completely unwarranted and called for. But yeah, so there's that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I thought the acting was all pretty good across the board. And yeah.
I like when our guests have stories to tell about.
Yeah, I like those anecdotes.
It's way better than just Abe making up something about his movie experience. But Abe, what would you like to make up about your movie experience for Gangster Squad?
Well, I saw The Hobbit too, and we're not talking about The Hobbit. I'm confused. I thought that Gangster Squad was okay. It's kind of like what Leah had kind of alluded to. It's kind of very superficial and shallow. And I'm not too sure if they meant to do that because, again, I think that it's like a theme that for the past few weeks it seems to be tonally uneven because it's very jokey, but at the same time it's also very serious. Like, it's almost as if Sean Penn is still, like, in his Mystic River role, and I don't know, he's just taking Mickey Cohen very seriously, and then he says stupid stuff like, hey!
You know the drill.
Hey.
Yeah, you know the drill with, like, a real drill. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and like the Giovanni Ribisi stuff, it's kind of just like, It's like McBain, and then I wasn't too sure like how I felt overall because there are some, moments of tension and some kind of like slow dramatic scenes, and so overall I think it was okay. I kind of wasn't so crazy about it, but it is what it is, like what Leah said, and it's kind of just superficial skim because you dive into this whole entire finding Mickey Cohen and destroying his racketeering schemes, which is supposed to probably take a few years, but they just like jump right through a bunch of montage stuff. And yeah, I mean, like all these guys, they seem to have like an expertise, which is very strange for like a movie that's trying to be serious because the first frame is like inspired by true events, and so it's kind of just weird and uneven. I'm okay with it. It wasn't very good, but at the same time, I'm not telling people to like, you got to go see this.
Yeah, I do think it's uneven, and I'm more negative than you are on it. I don't hate the movie. I saw this movie with friend of the show Scott Mendelson actually, and we were kind of we walked in and we kind of expected it to be like stylish, fun, but like really dumb, and that's exactly what we walked out thinking. Like it was very stylish in its scenes, and it had some action that was like, hey, look how cool in slow motion we are, and then it had like its fun factor of this is kind of goofy, but then it's just there's so much dumb things in this movie. There's so many dumb things in this movie in terms of just kind of the dialogue and like character beats where it's hard to take it seriously, even the movie seems to want to be serious but cartoony at the same. It's just trying to be a couple different things at once. It's trying to be both Dick Tracy and LA Confidential, but it can't be both of those movies because those are wildly different in what they
very good movies as well.
Yeah, they're also very good movies, which is something that this movie has a problem with. It tries to kind of take elements from so many other good gangster movies that it just kind of has no identity. And Sean Penn is hilariously over the top in this movie, and I was kind of like. He's so sinking his teeth into every like scene in this movie that it kind of made me forgive a lot of the other members of the cast that were kind of boring. Like Josh Brolin's like he has a square jaw, so he's the lead. Ryan Gosling he seemed to be having some fun because he was almost kind of parodying a kind of performance that he would play in this kind of like it was just weird. And then you have like everyone else who just doesn't matter. Like Anthony Mackie, he's just black cop. Like, good, like
with the knife,
with knife throwing action, and he's black cop because it's like it's a very progressive Gangster Squad. That's what
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni Ribisi's nerd character, T-1000's just old man that shoots well, and poor Michael Pena just kind of sits back and does nothing in this movie.
Yeah, the lonely Latino. The lonely Latino who's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just tag along because I'm a rascal.
I'll just shoot where they're gonna be. I got it. All right. And
Navidad.
So yeah, Navidad.
Right.
But like
the movie.
But like I couldn't help but like not laugh at a lot of the movie. Like
that's what I loved so much about it. I thought it was really like a lot of the things that they were doing that were making me laugh. I was legitimately laughing. Like I thought it was actually really funny.
Like
and very clever.
It just made I just couldn't like contain myself. Like whenever Nick Nolte was on screen, I died laughing. He attempts English but fails so many times in this movie. It's ridiculous. But I really hope that a Nick Nolte clip plays after I finish a sentence. But like it's just he's like so like what dialogue does he have? It's just like it's inaudible.
He's still in warrior mode.
There's a scene where he arrives, and he's good in warrior though. Like, and I understand what he's talking about.
He had a stroke. Okay, leave him alone.
There's a scene where Nick Nolte like arrives in his pajamas at a barbecue, and like
yes,
it's like what's happening right? I was just cracking up.
I was just cracking up in that line because he's like. Looks like you guys need some more burgers or whatever, but I was never here.
Yeah.
I was like, what who writes this? I was like chuckling to myself in the theater. Nobody else was chuckling. I was just like, am I the only person that finds this funny?
I feel like, and I was at a screening full of critics too, so I was like, I feel like some people got the joke because we were like kind of laughing. It was like, this is happening, guys. Like, we're in on this one.
Right.
But,
LA jokes too. It's like, oh, I was gonna die in Burbank.
Burbank jokes.
Right. So many Burbank jokes.
It's like, wah wah.
There's only two. I was kept waiting for the rule. If they didn't even understand the rule of three, I was waiting for that final Burbank joke to just crush it. But,
should have just burned down Burbank.
Emma Stone in this movie. Why is Emma Stone in this movie?
Because she wanted to make out with Ryan Gosling again.
Again, I guess, but like...
I would take that opportunity in a heartbeat.
I'm Jerry.
Say, Jerry, I bet you got a Ducky War story behind that lighter.
Yeah, sure, I got stories. I got shot down once over the Pacific. I spent the night hanging onto the wing of the plane, and I had sharks bumping my legs in the dark. Are you weak in the knees yet?
Sure I am. Let's see, you're not quite big enough to be a Shylock. I give up. What's your racket, handsome?
My racket is, I'm a Bible salesman.
You want to take me away from all this and make an honest woman out of me?
No, ma'am. I was just hoping to take you to bed.
Emma Stone, I like Emma Stone. I think
it wasn't a good role for her.
It wasn't. Like, cause what I like about Emma Stone is she's a funny person. Like,
she's funny and charming and alluring.
And she doesn't do any of that in this movie. She just plays.
She had no luck.
She plays bombshell character, but if you're gonna play bombshell character and have nothing else written for you, there are plenty of other actresses that are also very good looking and probably more age appropriate for Sean Penn's mistress, like, to be in the movie as the love.
That's the interesting
Betty White.
Betty White.
And she played such a vital role in the film, but her performance was just kind of like fell flat.
Yeah. But I mean, like, to the director's credit, Ruben Fleischer, I mean, I liked Zombieland, and I know we've reviewed 30 minutes or less, and, you know, he's got a
actually.
He's got, like, the distinct style, and I like his direction kinda overall, but...
See, no, that's where I get it again. Like, there's handful of scenes that are like, oh yeah, okay, these are interesting just because, like, okay, the stylish stuff is here. But there's, like, weird scenes at the end where, like, it's suddenly, like, weird digital photography where it's very noticeable and threw me off.
Yeah.
Is that because they had to change it up?
So there's that there. What you're referring to, because I'll just explain to listeners that may not know, in Gangster Squad, the movie was pushed from September to January because there was a scene that involved gangsters coming out of a theater screen and shooting at an audience, and that was obviously kind of bring to mind.
Not very great at the time.
Yeah, at that time it'd be like, that's a little close to Aurora, which would be unfortunate. So they moved it and they changed the scene to now it's a Chinatown shootout. That's the scene that they changed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the climax of the movie, which takes place in a hotel, that's like and then following that, like, afterwards, there's a fight that happens outside the hotel. There's just, it's like the camera suddenly, like, really digital, and it's like, what's happening? Like, it looked really just weird, and that's why I feel like the movie's just uneven to me. It's just like, it doesn't even know what kind of style it wants to go for.
But not only that, but I mean, like, I was uneven, just in terms of the whole entire movie being uneven, and it's just...
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that helps. I mean,
it's just weird because, you know, you've got these serious dialogues and then these serious things that happen, but all these little jokes in between, and I don't really know what's going on. Sean Penn, are you, like, a crazy dude? And yeah, you are, but I don't know. It's like Josh Brolin, leave these at home. And then they go and raid, like, the Casino Burbank. Oh no, there's cops here! What do we do? Oh.
Yeah, the thing about the Gangster Squad is that they're really terrible at there being a Gangster Squad at the beginning. Like,
at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get, like, the montage of, like, oh, now we get the montage scene.
Well, you get a lot of montages.
Yeah, where you don't...
Yeah, there's quite a few.
You don't really see them work as a team. You just see them kind of like, hey, we're doing this and we're really successful now.
Hey, we're really good at this.
And it's... I wish it was more cartoony. I wish it was more goofy. I wish it had...
Right.
Because it's obviously not going to work as a serious movie. So, like, why not just go all way over the top? Make it a cartoon. Make it a comic book movie. Like that.
And if it was more cartoony, I think I'd be more down with that.
I would have, yeah. I would have been happy laughing with the movie as opposed to at it, so.
Yeah, me too. But I did feel as though they kind of took things, like, really weird, like the shoeshine kid, and I was like,
Repeat.
Why did they have to do that? What do you ever do to anybody?
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoes. And I like Ryan Gosling's lines with him. It's like, oh, Pete, you mean repeat? Get out of here, kid.
I like Ryan Gosling's he's early on, he's like about to shoot Mickey Cohen, and then like his friend literally stops him, and I was expecting him to say, wait, there's 90 minutes of movie left. Like that's the only reason he couldn't shoot him in the club at that scene.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I know it has a fair amount of shortcomings, but like, it's so weird to me that like the one time that what's his face's character dies, what's his name? I forget.
I don't know who you're referring to.
What?
No, the intel guy.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
If you want me to
So his
remember
character
names,
dies, and then Josh Brolin goes and, like, consoles his son.
Yeah.
Like, I got a little choked up right there.
I was kind of hesitant.
Well, just for me, like, personally, after seeing Les Mis and not shedding a single tear or feeling compelled to, I was like, what is happening in my life? What is wrong with me?
Yes.
But
like, he goes and beats up, like, a bike, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Your dad built that bike!
yeah.
But it's just, like, one of those scenes where it's, they're just obviously pulling you, Leah. They're, like, tugging on your emotional strings.
I know they are.
The music wells
like,
up.
Resisting, and then finally the kid just starts crying into Josh Brolin's shoulder. It's like, come on, man.
But I was like, aw.
I'll say this. I liked Brolin's wife in this movie. Played by Muriel Enos. She's on AMC's The Killing. And her role, it's not like that it's the best written part, but I like how she plays into the story, and she has a couple good scenes, I think, with Brolin and with Gosling. She's like one scene with Gosling that's like pretty.
Yeah, that was good.
Pretty good. Like,
she mentions like, oh yeah, and I don't know where Michael Pena's character showed up from.
Yeah, it just yeah.
That's a racist statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They may have a black guy in the Gangster Squad, but they're not entirely welcome to Latinos in the Gangster Squad, apparently.
I'm like, come on, nah.
Not yet. Too soon.
Yeah. But I did like whatchamacallit, how like the buddy of Ryan Gosling, who's also like an enforcer, he's just like, he stands up, and then that's like the whole entire climax of the reason why Mickey Cohen goes down is because somebody finally saw Mickey Cohen kill someone. And you're going down. It's like a map episode.
There's so many reasons why he should go. Like, the movie, like, it says based on true events, but there's no real, like, this movie doesn't make any sense in terms of what happened in real life.
Right.
L.A., and he was racketeer.
Yeah, it's like they read the back of the book that this movie was based on. It's like, okay, I got this. But that said, what you're saying, Leah, that you enjoyed it overall, I had fun watching this movie. Like, it's hard for me to say, like, this terrible, because it's not, like, there's certainly a lot to credit for in terms of, like, its production design and its style and kind of certain things involved in it. And just because it's genuinely fun to watch, even if it's really, really dumb, which it really, really is. So I can't say that I didn't have a good time in theater watching Gangster Squad.
See, I wish that people had known what kind of movie this was, so that I could have more fun with the audience, laughing at things, instead of feeling ultra tense like that. I mean, I didn't feel tense because I thought it was ridiculous when there's a drill, and then all of a sudden, like, blood splat, and I was like, this is weird. But the audience was just like, oh, Mickey Cohen's such a bad guy. And I was like, please, just laugh with me. But again, that goes to the tone of the film.
I'll give you a secret, Abe. I never feel bad about what the audience is feeling. I'm gonna laugh at stupid movies if I'm gonna laugh at stupid movies.
Yeah, I just want to have a good time with people, and people were really like, yeah, this is so serious. I can't believe LA was like this. And I was like, LA's not like this.
What? No.
Go see like a better movie like LA Confidential, where I think they even mentioned Mickey Cohen in LA Confidential.
Yeah.
He's just not in the movie, but it's a wildly better movie.
All right, so I think we've said what we had to say about Gangster Squad. Let's get to our rating. Each week on Out Now, Fair and Abe, we try to rate movies based on when you should go and see them, and we have a scale that goes from IMAX to theater, dollar theater, Netflix, HBO, TV, or just kind of forget about it. Leah, where on that scale would you put Gangster Squad?
I mean, I don't think it needs to be seen in theaters, by any means, but I would say, like, Netflix it when you can, when it comes out. Netflix. I think it's fun and worth seeing.
All right. Abe?
I'd say HBO. It's not really anything that I would want to waste an instant queue or like a DVD queue for.
That takes so much work.
It makes it sound so much harsher than it needs to.
I mean, I'd rather see the movie right after it.
Yeah, I would say
moving down the queue.
I would say Netflix as well. I think that's a fair place to be like, all right, I've heard a lot about this Gangster Squad. I guess I'll put it in my queue now. Get that Blu-ray because it'll probably look good.